Many of you may be familiar with that chime we just heard. It's the sound played throughout the hospital every time a new baby is born. If it's twins, they play it twice. Hello, and welcome again to the Providence Newberg Hearts of Gold virtual gala. We are excited tonight to be showcasing the Birth Center and raising money to support these newest and tiniest and most vulnerable patients. I'm Mike Donahue. I'm a member of the Providence Newberg Health Foundation Board of Trustees, and I'm joined tonight by Providence Newberg's Chief Executive, Joe Yoder. And I know this is a little departure from your day job. How are you faring so far?
Yeah, you got that right, Mike. So far, so good. I might venture to say I'm a bit more comfortable in the halls of the hospital than I am in front of a camera. But I'm honored to be with you this evening and with all of you tuning in from home. Tonight's efforts to support the Birth Center at Providence Newberg could not be more important. As some of you might know, 1 in every 4 babies born in Oregon are born at a Providence hospital. We are so lucky to have an excellent birth center at Providence Newberg, welcoming over 400 babies to our community each year. The Birth Center at Providence Newberg is an incredible place. Our caregivers are exceptional and make each family who comes to our birth center feel like they are truly part of our family.
You are so right, Joe. We are so fortunate to have one of the best birth centers in Oregon right here in Yamhill County. I can't wait to tell everyone more about that birth center and how we can support each baby born at Providence Newberg. But before we do anything else, I need to share a few reminders that will help you follow along with us this evening. First, you will want to have a second device nearby for donating while you're watching the live stream on your primary device. So grab your phone or your tablet and keep it nearby. We have 2 great raffle baskets. They were assembled by the caregivers at the birth center, and tickets for those are on sale right now. They will sell out fast. If you want to purchase a ticket, click the button below our live stream or text Hearts Raffle to 47177. Hearts Raffle 47177. Don't miss out on a chance to win. And finally, if you have any questions, if you need some technical support, or you'd like to donate over the phone, then please call this number, 503-369-0502, 503-369-0502.
Thanks for those reminders, Mike. We have a wonderful night planned. We'll talk about the Birth Center at Providence Newberg, hear an amazing story from one of our patients, and definitely have some fun. We want to recognize that tonight we're gathering virtually due to, of course, the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the past 16 months, our world has been turned upside down due to COVID-19. We've lost loved ones, we've missed out on birthdays, holidays, and good times with family and friends. We've gathered virtually instead of in person like we're doing so tonight. But there are individuals who have given so much more. They've put their own fears aside and served tirelessly, relentlessly, courageously, and most of all, heroically. These are our frontline caregivers who have shown up each and every day here at Providence Newberg and across our state. Because of their incredible dedication to our patients and our mission, we want to honor our frontline caregivers as one of this year's Hearts of Gold recipients. At this time, I'd like to welcome Lisa Vance, Chief Executive for the Oregon region, who has a special message for our caregivers.
Hi, everyone. Lisa Vance here, Chief Executive for Providence in Oregon. One thing we all know, this COVID-19 pandemic has changed all of our lives. I want to say thank you to all of our caregivers for their bravery and the compassion on the front lines. I want to thank our community. The support we have felt has been amazing. What we will remember is the support, the kindness, and the caring being shared by so many. My deepest gratitude to all. Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. We are so thankful for your leadership during this last year and a half. Through the ongoing COVID pandemic, wildfires, and so much more, And thank you to our caregivers, especially those who serve at Providence Newberg. We are so thankful for each and every one of you. My name is Doug Kane, Executive Director for the Providence Newberg Health Foundation. Thank you for joining us this evening. Tonight would not be possible without the wonderful support from all of our sponsors. So many of our longtime sponsors stood by us as we navigated this virtual world, and we are so grateful. Please join me in giving a big round of virtual applause to our presenting sponsor, ADEC. A special thank you to the Austin family, Scott and Lonnie Parrish, Marv Nelson, and Mariah Robbins for your unwavering support of Providence Newberg. Thank you to our warm heart sponsor, Metro West Ambulance. Your sustaining support means the world to us as we work to provide a warm welcome to babies born at Providence Newberg. Thank you to our Gold Heart sponsors, JRJ Architects and Marquis Newberg. We are so grateful for your support and friendship. Thank you to our Silver Heart sponsors, Dean and Pat Worth and Fortis Construction. And thank you as well to our Bronze Heart sponsors tonight, Portland Timbers and Portland Thorns, TRG, the Radiology Group, St. Paul Rodeo Association, George Fox University, St. Cusier Oregon Orchards, Columbia Bank, the local Newberg offices of Edward Jones, Vision Capital Management, and the Sisters of Providence. We'd also like to recognize Wan Young Trust for awarding a grant to Providence Newberg Health Foundation, fully funding one panda-warmer for the birth center. Thank you to the trustees of Wan Young Trust for this generous support. We also like to thank our in-kind sponsors. Picnic baskets that were purchased to enjoy during our virtual event were supported by incredible in-kind donations from Miss Hannah's Gourmet Popcorn, the New Burgundian Bistro, Sprinkles of Joy Bakery, Redmond Wines, and Free Public Wines. Thank you to those local Newberg businesses for supporting our event. Finally, I would like to thank the members of this year's Hearts of Gold Committee. We are so grateful for your guidance and support for this event. Now, I'd like to introduce a local Newberg family. Mariah and Brady, along with their children, have a very special story to share.
If we had known I was going to have a really complicated delivery, I would have thought I want to be in the biggest hospital with the biggest research team and the biggest facilities. And turns out, like, what saved my life and what made my recovery way speedier than anyone would have expected was having a small family and a community around me that made exceptions change the way care was delivered to make sure that I was getting what I needed. We went into the hospital kind of, expecting that it was going to be just kind of a normal day, normal delivery, and we're really just kind of excited that we were going to meet the little guy. Labor went pretty quickly up till the point when I delivered Anson. We thought everything was fine. It was very quickly where it took a turn for the worse.
Our room quickly went from the delivery team, Dr. Siegel and the two nurses, to about 20, nearly instantaneously. Like, it just, you look down to make sure she's okay, and we're getting Anson cleaned up. You look back up and the room is full.
I had a postpartum hemorrhage, was in surgery, and had to have a complete blood transfusion. The very last thing I remember is the anesthesiologist putting me to sleep and said, "Don't worry, I'm not gonna leave your side." So I remember her being there.
I'm holding our newborn son. I'm looking at an empty labor and delivery room. It's no secret, there's blood everywhere. And I'm kind of left scratching my head of, what does this mean? What does our future look like? Because I didn't know at that point in time whether I would see Mariah alive again or not. So a very, very emotional moment. The generosity and the sincerity of everyone that came into that room just kind of helped propel us moving forward, and like, hey, we'll get you through this. I think the turning point was when when you kind of came to and realized, you know, that you had woken and Pam had called a nurse in from her day off to come and sit with Anson in the intensive care unit. Just seeing that unfold, you're like, oh gosh, like, we're going to be okay.
There were 3 doctors that were called in for my surgery, and 2 of the doctors, Dr. Lynn and Dr. Siegel, were in the room with me while I was going through the surgery. Dr. Barsk was sitting in the room with Brady and just making sure he was doing okay. Not very many hospitals would call in a 3rd physician to check on the father to make sure he was doing okay, but they had a personal relationship having gone through the maternal care.
She's pretty special. What they did that evening is allowing us to sit here today and to raise a nearly 3-year-old together and spend time with the big kids together and go on camping trips and do this and do that. I'm not sure any of that would have been possible had it not been for the team that was there that evening and just being at Providence Newberg.
Yeah, if I could say anything to the caregivers that night, it would just be a message of sincere gratitude and tell them to never lose that. Know that 3 years after a very difficult situation, that I remember all of your names, I remember your faces. You do make a big impact on people's lives, and what you do every single day makes a difference, and you're changing people's lives. You're saving people's lives. I wouldn't be here without them.
You've touched our lives, and the things they've made possible for us to do together today, we'll never forget. We'll never, ever forget. They mean the world to us.
Gosh, I've seen the video before and it still chokes me up. Kudos to all of the caregivers of Providence Newberg. Mariah and Brady, thank you for your courage and sharing that story with us.
Yeah, Brady had me shedding a tear. That was a very moving and inspirational story. Thank you for sharing it with us tonight. It is stories like that of the Robbins family that bring us together tonight, that make us a family, if you will. And we're going to welcome tonight any donation at any level of giving that speaks to your heart, just as that video spoke to my heart. As we're going to champion tonight the work of the Birth Center at Providence Newberg. Funds raised will allow the Birth Center to provide the very best care to our newest, our most vulnerable patients, our newborns. Right now, we would like to recognize a wonderful and inspiring gift that was made to the Birth Center today. A generous member of the Newberg community has donated $40,000. While this person wishes to remain anonymous, we do hope that you're watching, because we want to say a loud thank you.
Wow, Mike, that's just an incredible way to start our evening. Thank you. I don't know what to say. That's very generous. I'd like to recognize a few more people who have made gifts so far. Howard and Jackie Tribbett, who made a generous donation of $2,000. Thank you. They're joined by Phil Tompkins and Kelly Beekler, supporting the Birth Center with $1,000 each. Thank you both for those generous gifts.
And thank you to Judy Harris. She joined us tonight with a gift of $1,000. And thank you to our good friends and neighbors at Friendsview. They always come through, and they have also donated $500 this evening.
You know, Mike, I'm going to check on our screen here of live donations coming in. Tom and Kristen Wessel from JRJ. Tom, thank you for the donation of $1,000. I appreciate all the work you do for hospitals around the region in Providence. Helen Williams, $25. Thank you for that contribution. Jack and Mary Kane, $250 as well. And Tom and Linda Vondrachek at $250. Thank you. That's wonderful.
Great start. Let's keep it coming. As we mentioned earlier, though, giving direct support to Providence Newberg isn't the only way to be part of tonight's event. Another way to champion the work, we use that word, champion the work of the Birth Center, is to take part in a raffle. We've got some tickets. They're just $20. Each ticket gives you a chance to win one of 2 amazing raffle baskets. And they were put together by the caregivers at the Birth Center. Let me tell you about those baskets. The first one is called Time to Wind Down. Yes, wind down. We live in wine country, right? Well, this basket includes a gift certificate towards a stay at the beach, wine glasses, and everything you need for a picnic at the beach, including wine, of course. The second raffle prize is a grandparent survival and recovery basket. We need that, huh? After a long day of watching your grandkids, you'll get to treat yourself and relax with a wonderful carriage ride donated by Gypsy Rose Carriage Company. Now, if it's a chilly day, well, you can bring along your beautiful handmade quilt. Or if it's warm, as it has been the last few weeks, you can cool down with some ice cream at Serendipity in McMinnville. This basket also contains treats for your grandchildren, including, Joe, this is an amazing one, a gorgeous antique wooden rocking horse.
What a fun way to support the Birth Center. And a big thank you to our basket donors, as well as the caregivers in the Birth Center for putting together those raffle baskets. You know, we're so proud of the caregivers who serve the Birth Center at Providence, Newberg. These are the friendly faces who are in the room during the most magical time in a family's life, the birth of a child. They are also there during tough times. As you heard, our caregivers were there for Mariah and Brady when Mariah suffered from a postpartum hemorrhage. They were able to save Mariah's life because of the excellent training and tools available at the Birth Center. One of the tools that is nearby in every birth is a panda warmer. These machines lurk in the corner of the delivery room, always ready if needed. They're a comforting presence as they can provide life-saving support in the event of an emergency. The Birth Center at Providence needs new panda warmers. And that is one of the reasons we are raising funds here tonight. Please join us as we learn more about panda warmers in this next video. We have an 8-bed birth center here at Providence, Newberg that really is, for anybody who's had a chance to come and experience care here, the Disneyland of all of Providence. The care experience that folks receive is outstanding.
They love their job. They love what they do. They love what they do for our community. They love being able to help a patient through their labor, through their delivery, through their recovery, their postpartum, everything. Every piece of it is something that's near and dear. And the patients know that, and they feel it when they come in. They're getting everything that this nurse can offer.
These panda warmers are a big deal for us. They're not something that's used in every care process, but for folks who really have a delivery where a baby needs an intense moment of care, these panda warmers are a vital tool that our caregivers are able to use. And having that equipment reliable and safe is a key component to ensuring the best outcome for our moms and babies.
We have them set up for every single delivery, just in case in that off chance the baby would need a little more help to breathe, or their heart rate was down, or something needed extra monitoring or needed extra care at delivery. You're able to hook in your oxygen, hook in your air. You can weigh them right there instead of having to move the baby to a scale, which is what we had to do previously. You can monitor their temperature, you can monitor their heart rate, you can monitor all of those things right there with that warmer.
Philanthropy is critically important to us keeping the cost of care down. There are numerous pieces of equipment and services that we would be unable to provide if it wasn't for the generous gifts that our community provides to us. And this is an opportunity here with our panda warmers to create another example of that. We would continue to be able to provide excellent care throughout our community because of the staff that we have here and the expertise that we have. But this is just going to give us an opportunity to take that to the new level and ensure reliable consistency in all of the equipment that we provide for our moms and babies here at Providence, Newberg.
We have great outcomes because we work so hard, and we do that for the community because we know the community's there for us. So having those warmers and having the new equipment and support from them it's priceless. We never want to be in a situation where we can't provide the best care to a newborn. And having this donation from the community makes all the difference in the world. We need to be able to have everything that we need because those babies are ours.
Bev Martino is the new manager there at the Birth Center, and I couldn't have said it better. Babies born at Providence, Newberg are our babies, forever part of the Birth Center family. And by making a donation tonight at any level, again, I'm going to emphasize that, any level that speaks to your heart, you join this family and you champion the work of the Birth Center at Providence, Newberg. Your donations tonight will purchase 8 new Panda warmers for the birth center, one for each room, and that ensures that every baby has access to this vital, and I can't emphasize enough, this vital life-saving equipment. A donation of $15,000 will purchase one freestanding Panda warmer. They're used in our operating rooms for C-section deliveries. We'd like to give a huge thank you tonight to ADEC for making one of those $15,000 donations to purchase a Panda warmer.
Thank you again, ADEC. A donation of $10,000 can purchase one mobile Panda warmer. Metro West Ambulance made a $10,000 donation to help us purchase one of these Panda warmers. Thank you, Metro West, for your amazing partnership.
And thank you, too, to Lisa Durham, who made a gift of $1,000 to the birth center. And we want to give a shout out to Kathy Try. She also made a $1,000 gift tonight.
Another big thank you goes out to Ray and Martha Mesa, Chuck and Monica Cox, and Doug Kane, all who made a $500 gift to the birth center.
We're also thrilled to announce that First Federal has made a contribution of $3,500 to the birth center. We thank our friends at First Federal.
Mike, we have a generous $5,000 gift that came in. This donor wishes to remain anonymous. Thank you.
Well, their donations are coming in, and that's exciting. Joe Mark Williams, owner of Wilsonville Carpet and Tile, $500. And here's Terry and Lori Gardner giving us $500, giving the birth center $500. And Sherry Scales, another $500 donation.
What amazing support we have seen tonight. I'm excited to see this new technology in action. We've talked about our great caregivers who work at the birth center, but now I'd like to focus on one very special person. Pam Weaver is a familiar name around Newberg. As a native Newbergundian, her family has a rich history in this community. Most recently, Pam served as the manager of the birth center at Providence Newberg. Under her guidance, we moved from our small hospital on Villa Road to our new location. She led the birth center with grace, compassion, and outstanding care for 20 years. During her time, the birth center was recognized as a leader in our state with the formation of the resuscitation team and the lactation team under her guidance. While she retired in December of 2020, her presence is still felt at Providence Newberg. Pam, we know you're out there watching tonight. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all you have done for our caregivers, for the families who have experienced the birth center, and for our community. We are so grateful for your many years of dedication and service to Providence Newberg. We'd now like to share a few words from friends in honor of Pam.
When I think about the legacy that is Pam Weaver and the community that we're serving and the patients that we see and all of the things that she's done to lead us on the way, and I'm very grateful. I'm grateful and I'm thankful and I'm humbled by her very much.
What can I not say about Pam? As one of the newest members of the Providence Newberg team, I am thrilled to have had the opportunity to work with Pam for a brief period of time. And she was one of the first welcoming faces I saw, both on my interview and when I showed up here to work. You can't see her smile behind her mask, but you know it's there, and her spirit is something that'll be irreplaceable. We miss her greatly, and even though she's a duck, she's one of my favorite people around here.
In this house, Pam Weaver she's pretty special to us. And
all the kids know that name.
Yeah. There's just a heartfelt thanks. Medical care is one thing. There's also a whole emotional component to that. And Pam was dialed in on that. And to hear that Pam's the recipient of the Hearts of Gold, it's fitting and it's well-deserved.
It's a huge privilege to be able to be there when a baby is born, and people that experience that have that experience, they only have a few of those experiences in their lives, and for that little short period of time, you're a part of that. I think once you get bit by that bug, it's kind of hard to think about anything else. I think that there have been around 10,000 births since I came to work at Providence. It's very common for patients to say, oh, hello, this is, you were here when this baby was born, and it is very heartwarming and wonderful, and that's the beauty of a small community hospital. I was a working nurse for 39 years, and just over 20 of those years were here in Newberg, and I wouldn't give that up for anything. It was perfect. It was perfect.
I honestly think that there's several people that have sought out this birth center just because of Pam Weaver. She went far and above for every single person that walked through our doors. She wanted to make sure that they got what they needed as far as the patients go. And as far as our staff go, she was at your house. If you needed anything, if you were somewhere low or you had a loss or you had something going on in your life, she would be the first one to be at your house to say, hey, are you okay? Hey, what do you need? Hey, what can I do for you? Selfless. Absolutely selfless with everyone.
My dad and mom were actually Hearts of Gold recipients several years ago. Being able to receive the same honor that my parents did was really very humbling. It's been a team effort from the start for the birth center, and so I feel like this is a team win. I'm just super excited that we can use this opportunity to try to raise funds for something that's so vital for bringing these little tinies into the world safely.
Pam, you know how hard this is going to be for me to do, but in your honor, here you go.
I don't have my camera here, but I guess we'll remember that, huh, Pam? Pam being a Duck fan, that's great sacrifice. And Pam, what a legacy of caregiving. You are such an inspiration to all of us. And for those of you at home, if you'd like to honor Pam, if you count yourself as a member of this family, birth center family, support her legacy here. Now's the time to give. Donations, I said before, at any level of giving that speaks to your heart are appreciated and will be put to good use to help Providence Newberg's newest and tiniest patients.
All right, we're going to set that aside. I think we've got some more donations coming in.
We do. Bethany Hawley, $250. And we thank Jim and Pam Jackson, $1,000. Thank you very much. Here's another one coming in. Sean and Rebecca, get the last name, Weaver. Sean and Rebecca Weaver, thank you for your gift of $1,000. Keep it coming, fans. Thank you, fans of the Birth Center.
That's incredible. Thank you all. What an inspiring evening. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you for showing up virtually during a time when our world feels upside down. To show the support for the Birth Center at Providence Newberg. I think we all already knew how special the team was at Providence Newberg, but now after a year like 2020, saving lives and helping make our world a healthier and safer place. And I think we might have some more gifts coming in.
Let's see what we have on our screen. Yeah, I hear you getting choked up. I mean, they're really doing heroic work right now. There's, Mariah and Brady Robbins. Well, I know they have a lot to be thankful for. We heard their story, and they have given $500. Dennis and Heather, the Lewises, of course. They have given $1,000. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Heather. We all love babies. That's been the theme tonight. And we all want to give them a healthy start in life. If you haven't yet made a gift, please do so now. Perhaps you want to give in honor of those hospital heroes that Joe spoke about, whose bravery and compassion is simply unmatched, especially at this time. Also, before we go, we need to send out our sponsors who help make this evening possible. You can see their names displayed on the screen, they truly have hearts of gold. And we want to thank you individually for joining us tonight and taking part in this time of inspiration. We don't know what the future is going to hold, but I do hope that we will be able to gather together again next year, in person this time, in support of this wonderful hospital. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and mask up. Good night.